It's the dreamscape.
Anyway, welcome back, dreamers, to Indie Synergy Exchange, your podcast for all things indie art and creation and etc. Because we're all things indie here. I am your host, Tanner Giese, also known as Number 2 Pencil Man, owner of Tanner's Tales Entertainment, and joining me tonight I have my lovely co-host. We have Rachel, aka Andromeda, musical artist and poet and author, a woman of many talents, and my bro, Frae official, who wasn't here last week, but he's here now. He's a talented artist and creator himself. And Katie's not with us tonight. I want to make sure I say that too. She is got other things tonight, so she will be joining us hopefully next week for our next interview. But joining us tonight, we have our first ever indie cosplayer, Hisui Cosplay.
Yeah.
Oh. Hold on, cheering.
It is.
I just realized, I know you told us to call you Hisui, but your handle's SakuraHisuii Cosplay. So it's SakuraHisuii Cosplay or Hisui.
My gamer tag is the same, so like I use Sakura sometimes too, so my friends call me either.
I like it.
Thank you.
Yes, she is our first cosplayer joining us tonight. So I guess from now we're just gonna turn it over to her and let her introduce herself and, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, well, I'm SakuraHisuii Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer from Pennsylvania. I've been cosplaying for around 5 to 6 years now. I do a lot of small cons, just because like big cons are like not really my thing sometimes, a little too much people, but I'm working my way to it. Um, yeah, so I do a lot of things besides cosplay. You know, I play video games, watch a lot of anime. I like to write as well. I like to start projects and never finish them. So like for a while I was starting a book about mental health because I'm a big mental health advocate, another thing about me. But I was writing a book about like fantasy based stuff regarding to mental health, and it was starting to be really cool, but then that dropped and then I had an idea to, you know, make a mental health like board game or card game. So Queen of the Start
Very
projects
cool.
we never finish as well. Um a big red panda enthusiasm. I love it. Yeah, so that's pretty much my intros. I love cherry blossoms and red pandas. So
Nice.
that's
Red
my intro.
pandas are pretty cool.
I love red pandas.
I feel like they don't get enough love.
They don't. I want to get a costume. So if I ever like don't feel like cosplaying, which I always attempt to cosplay at every con I go to, it's gonna be a red panda fit.
That would be awesome.
I
Nice.
respect it. I love it. Yeah,
So-
well,
Okay.
Somebody
No,
else.
you're the host. Go.
Yeah, Tanner. Go, Tanner.
I
Easy.
actually don't know what I was gonna say now. It was like a 3-person like standoff. It was like everybody's like, "We got him ready."
So many
Alright, well,
interesting
you guys go.
questions to
Well,
ask.
How about this? Frey never asked questions first, so let him go first.
Definitely.
Yay, me. I just want to know, how did you like get interested in cosplay?
Thank you. As I started cosplay with a friend, like sharing my story and everything. So it was around I was in college. So trying to think what age. I think it was like 2021-ish, where my dad started getting into like professional, not like professional cosplay, but like costuming. So what that is basically using like Rebel Legion, the 501st, stuff like that. So he got into that. The Mandalorians, he does the belts and stuff like that. So he was trooping in one of the Star Wars gears, and he was like, "You want to come?" And I was like, "I'm a nerd. Yeah, I do."
Mhm.
So like I was like, "I want to go to cosplay." Like that was so cool. And then so I came in, and then I was handling, which is just helping him out with his stuff. Help if he needs to reach a certain thing, then I can grab it because gauntlets sometimes are hard to like, bend down in. So
Mhm.
like a stick coming up, it hurts sometimes. So if you ever have to wear gauntlets or anything like armor base wise, don't bend down. Have someone do it for you. Good pro tip there. Um, so yeah, that's how that actually started out, and then it trickled my way into cosplaying by actually this is my 22nd birthday. This is where it kind of started. Look, I was like getting a little bit of like here and there, but it blew my like cosplaying blew up when I had so I'm like sorry, I'm like trying to think. It's like my 22nd birthday, and it was so my birthday is May 4th, so Star Wars Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that same year it was free comic book day as well at a local comic book.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, I'm the best nerd around. So um I had went there. My dad was trooping, and I was, there in a little pretty dress because it's my 22nd birthday. I had like red hair like this, but a little lighter. Um, and then I was just walking by, strutting my stuff, and then I hear someone say, "Hey, nice dress." And she was dressed up in like a silk cosplay, or no, Venom. It was Venom, sorry. And then we went out to lunch after the troop, because her boyfriend was one of the troopers as well, and we started talking about cosplay. And then so this individual became my mentor throughout it. So she taught me everything I needed to know about cosplay. She taught me how to sew a little bit. She helped me design my first cosplay from scratch, which was in Katsucon 2002, no, 2020, right before COVID hit. And I designed that outfit. It was my winged fantasy winged glaceon. We were doing a group together. That one was hand like designed and made. Um, with help from her. But before that one, my first cosplay that I actually altered and stuff, I had learned from her. So she is like one of the biggest reasons why I started doing the things I do with cosplay. And from there, I just started going more and more because I had a community, which I loved. I call them my cos family. They mean the world to me. So like anytime I get to go to cons and I see them, it's like so exciting. Um, so like recently, we went to why am I blanking? StellarCon, and so I got to
We
see
were
like
there too.
Yeah, you
yeah,
saw us.
I saw the pencil man, I saw you there, right? But I was just like I was like zoned out half of the day because I think I was just like really upset with my cosplay because like sometimes your cosplay is like overwhelmingly annoying sometimes. If things don't fit right, the wig cap isn't right, I just have to like rip off my wig. So I was doing a bouette, casual cosplay with my bestie, who we always do kind of couples together. And one of my other, I call her my cos mom. So like my cos mom was the one that introduced me, and then another cos mom, they're my cos moms. She was actually tabling. So it's really cool getting to like network with the amount of cosplayers there to see, all of their talents, and all of them are so individual, and they're all so nice and wonderful. So, sorry,
Yeah.
long story. That's how I started cosplay. My dad and my friend Missy.
So how
Nice.
long have you been doing this?
About 5 to 6 years. Yeah,
5. Okay.
it's been
Cool.
a
And
while.
you said you make your costumes?
I did the two. Unfortunately, I'm a very busy gal, and I
Mhm.
do a lot of things outside of work, like volunteering and my sorority work. So, and I'm in grad school too. Um, so I do a lot. I do a lot. Today I was supposed to have like 6 meetings in the evening, and
Oh,
I made it to like two because I was lazy. But um, yeah, I'm very involved with my community as well as mentorship with my sorority, HQ level with my sorority. Um, trying to think what else, other professional things in the area. So I unfortunately do not have much time to cosplay, or not cosplay, but make the cosplay. So I do buy a lot at this point, but I do tend to alter or kind of
mhm.
like mix and match things a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, but there are a few pieces I've made. So
That's impressive. I mean, I remember my mom trying to teach me how to sew, and I was just not having it. I was like, nope, not gonna do this because it's complicated. It's a lot of
oh,
work.
I should have like put together a little slideshow of like pictures of like my cosplays, but I
I
was
can pull up your
doing
Instagram.
if you want to. Um, there was my Hunter x Hunter. So Gon is like I would say my anime child. I love that child so much, and that's me. Um, so yeah, a lot of those are made, not built, sorry, bought.
Slow.
So like they're different things. That was Zenkai Con. The next one
Like,
over is me and my bestie. So that outfit of Gojo, I kind of like put together through like just different stuff there, like I found online. That one was bought. I usually get them from the same one, which is like the costume. Um, and that's just me. But yeah, that was my outfit for Stellar Con. So we were doing some fun stuff. But yeah, my Gon. This is one of my favorite cosplays. I actually met the VA for this in a Hisoka cosplay, and I was like walking by because I was like super excited to see him, and then I was like getting his autograph, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited. But then he wasn't at his table, and I was like, oh man, we came too late because he was getting lunch. He was like out
Mm,
to lunch, and so I was like, okay, maybe we should get lunch because we just like rushed here. And then while we were leaving to like get something, I hear a hey Hisoka. So I turned around. I was like, you commonly that happens a lot. People call you by your character, and they say nice cosplay, and I was like, thank you so much. I love when people compliment like my cosplays. It means the world to us cosplayers. And then my friend was like, hey, that's him, and I was like, ah, oh, that's awesome. Like I was like, I don't know if can I curse on this podcast.
sure.
Okay, I
yeah,
was like, oh shit, man.
yourself.
Okay, I didn't know, so I was like, I
Be
didn't want.
free.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I should ask that right before. But I was like, shit. So like we ran back over and then we got a picture with it, and so it was like the greatest thing ever.
That's awesome.
So
That's a
that's
fun
like a
story.
good core memory there. Was he like commented on it, and I didn't even realize it was even him, and I was like, oh my gosh, like fangirling.
That's so cool.
So I
Do
try to
you?
like. Oh, sorry, God.
No, go ahead. I'll,
I
I'll
was
ask later.
I was gonna say like when I meet a favorite voice actor of a character, I do try to do their cosplay. So I did the VA of Inamaki. So this is my cos family.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
I love them. They're so great. So both my cos moms are in there. The one that is Peach is my cos mom. And then the one that is I'm blanking on her name from um
Husband Hotel.
yes, thank you.
They're
Yeah.
very nice people. I like both of them very much.
Oh, I've met them. Awesome. Yeah, they're very connected and I love them very much. So, and this is my fun thing I get to do was everyone's like, Jade, you're a oh, I said my name, but Jade, you're a cosplayer. It's like, yeah. And they're like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do like a great cosplay? I go, no. This is my off time, so I do pun cosplays. So I did
I
a
love
Sailor
it.
Table, and then what else did I did? I did another one. Oh, I did a barista.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one on
10
your
out of 10.
profile.
That's when I
Yeah,
first met you. Is
yeah.
that Carlisle?
I think so. I don't know. I got so many. I'm like on brain rot. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
So
Oh,
there's
there
my
it is.
barista
I love it.
time.
Bernice. Haha.
Yeah, and I love the pun.
That's very funny.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
I am a dad after all. I have to be good with these.
Yeah, the dad jokes start coming.
I got you. Me too. All the time.
I love this. This is probably one of my favorite costumes I've ever seen.
Yeah, I really do too.
Do you think? Let me see how I'm trying to word this.
Ren Fair. Love
It's
the Ren
nothing.
Fair.
It's nothing bad. Do you like the bought, like cosplays for like character, like fan characters, or do you like more of your original stuff like that barista?
Um, so I do enjoy more of the character base. However, sometimes when you buy things online, things don't fit as well. It's very complicated
True.
and things need to be adjusted a lot. Like for my like Ren Fair like Butterfree that was previously just shown. Um that one I had to kind of idealize basically how everything would look. So like it stresses me out sometimes having to like do like original concept type things. Even though I did buy the stuff online, it technically there's not a lot out there of inspiration for like a Ren Fair
Mhm.
Butterfree.
Mm.
so I was like stressing out about it. I was like, oh my gosh, like is this gonna look good? Is this gonna look good?
Turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I usually typically like to do the costumes that like I buy online. However, like I said, it can be really annoying because things don't fit or armor bases don't look as good. Um, so then that's always something that you might have to make or do other things, but like putting things together is kind of hard because I know I tried putting together a Katara, and that one did not fit me because I forgot to, spread a little bit of the things out because I forgot my learnings like that I was taught a little there. So it was like really tight and it didn't fit as well. And I was like,
Mm.
you know what? I just need to buy this because that's just so much easier. Also, this is my favorite anime character. So like I was fangirling on the inside.
I love it.
Nice.
So I'm really foreign to nerd culture, and I feel kind of like uncool because of this. So can you explain like how many of these that Tanner's flipping through are characters that are established or versus like characters that you've created?
Majority of them are established characters in some way. So me and my friend there, who you'll see a lot with me doing like a couple pairing thing. Um, we do a lot of Pokemon Jijinkas. So
Okay.
that's taking the Pokemon and making them human-like. There's lots of inspiration. We do take that in consideration to be like, okay, what do we look? And then we kind of see what we could actually make it out of it. Um, I mean, original characters are still based off some certain things, so like everything is inspo based. And here's a fun TikTok. So like Star Wars Day is, basic Sith. Um, I was actually going to a friend's party that day, and we were doing a nerd thing. So,
It's a cool video.
oh, thank you.
I like that.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of, and then I was in a rave move for a little bit, and so I went to an anime rave in Baltimore, which was fun.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So do you like every individual article is just like a piece of clothing that you're looking for online, or is there like a website where you find this kind of clothing that, like how do you shop first? Where do you begin?
It does depend. Usually, sometimes I just Google things, and this is what I
Yeah.
tell students at my job. Like, I work with college students, and I'm like, just Google it, honestly.
Hmm.
But some of the stuff is from a website that I use is Miss Costumes, so MICCOSTUMES, if I can spell it right. So that's usually where I get all of that. So like my rape fit for Hanada, that was from there. And like I said, a lot of them are from that place. But there's also Easy Cosplay. I haven't bought much from there, but I have friends who have bought them there. Some of them is from like Shein or Amazon or places like that. It just does depend. So like Pokemon Jijinkas is a very popular thing. We do it at least every Zenkai Con.
Okay.
Um, and like it's a Star Wars Day, so I like to do a nice little inspo. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. I so in your videos, it seems like you're kind of acting out the character. Like how much of your costuming do you do like the acting part of it too? Because it seems like you're kind of into the character. I think it's really awesome. Like I want to know more about how, it inspires you and how involved you are with the characters.
So not too much. Usually it's more like a kicks and giggles type of thing where we're at cons with friends. We'll do something like fun with each other, like based on the characters. But with videos, it's easier to act things out when you're like by yourself than it is. So like, but
Yeah.
then once you get into the convention and everyone's the same way, you start to get comfortable.
Mhm.
Um, to be like, oh my gosh. So like, I'm usually more comfortable, obviously, with friends. So like when I did Schmeagle, I was
I
like,
like
hey,
Smeagol.
oh, thank you. That one was a hard concept to come together, but I got it, so I
I
was
love
excited.
it. I think it's great.
Yeah, that was one of the harder jingles I had to do.
What
Um,
is what's your favorite that you've done
like Jajinkas?
of your costumes?
Ooh, that's always a good question. Um, my favorite has to be like Hisoka, I guess because I just feel like it looks bomb. Bomb
Hmm.
man. So,
Can you explain? I'm sorry for me the like totally out of the loop. Can you explain what that is?
um, like Hisoka.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
no
it's a
idea.
character.
Okay,
It's a
from like
character from.
anime or from? Okay, okay, cool.
I think it should be in the next one. No, never mind. A little bit later, you'll see him come up. I'll have the purple or the pink purple hair with like a little. He looks like a Joker. Um,
Okay,
I really like.
I see it.
I'm trying to think of like his, not like his character, but like I just like his look
Mhm.
sometimes. His character, I feel like if I say I like it, it's a little testy. People know the anime and they're like, sketchy Jade. And I'm just like, not for that reason.
Right.
But yeah, so it's from my favorite anime. So that's another thing um is that one. So I know I did a Gon cosplay, which is in the same universe as Hisoka, and that one I actually had completely altered that
Mhm.
outfit. Um and so like it came off completely white. So when it comes around I'll let you know when it was. But
Mhm.
it like I bought it off of Shein. Everything was white, including the boots were white. I had spray painted that green, all of it. And then the markings on the orange like fabric around the sides and the arms of the jacket, I had actually sewn that. And then actually pause on that story, but the piece of my Gatos cosplay, I actually glued that actually. I remember working in my ex-boyfriend's apartment doing that and I was like stressed out.
That's great.
But with Gones, this is a great funny story with this one that my friends tease me about all the time. But we were going over to Techo, so this was one of my first Techos over in Pittsburgh, and I was like, cool, procrastination, that's another common thing that us cosplayers like to do is con crunch. So here we are on the way to Pittsburgh, and which is around 4 hours from me. And I'm like, oh cool, I just still have to sew the orange accents to this jacket. And we're like, cool. And I'm like, well, obviously this is in December. It's like I can do it in the car. So I did it in the car in the dark because it was, this time or no, it was like December, so the time around was like just dark at that point. So I'm sitting in the back with my best friend and her then fiance but husband now. Sitting in the back trying to like tilt my the phone light with
Mhm.
like the armrest, and I'm like sewing in the back in like half in the dark. So like that's a fun moment. They're like, "Oh, Jade, remember that time when you procrastinated so badly that you were in the dark sewing
That's
the
insane.
parts there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, don't remind me."
Did you prick yourself?
I did. I did a
Yeah,
lot.
I was gonna say it seems kind of inevitable
Oh,
in
it
the
was.
dark in a
There's
car.
Yeah.
Ahsoka.
I probably have like scarring somewhere. This is the Hisoka cosplay.
Oh, cool. That's
So
awesome. I love your hair.
thanks. It's really
Did
nice.
you, that's not a wig, is it? Did you,
It's a wig.
it is what, okay, I was gonna say, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of them will be wigs. I'm trying to go wigless for Zenkai Con this year because I am doing Jessie, from Team Rocket, and I did just recently dye my hair. It was a lot brighter, so I might have to get it redone before Zenkai Con. But I was like, wigless, yeah, this is the best.
Yeah, I'm just like admiring all of your pictures. Like your hair is just so awesome. Like this one right here, I love the white.
This is actually the wig that I hate the most. One of
Really?
them. This is the one I had wore for this past con that I had to take off because I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Why?
Um,
What's wrong with it?
it's a lot thin, so I have very amnestically thick hair.
Oh,
So this is like half of it. A lot of it is pinned back a little bit, and it's
geez.
puffy. It takes over my Puerto Rican side.
Yeah, nice.
And it's a lot to put into a wig that's really thin.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I gotcha.
So,
And you had like contacts in one of these pictures, didn't you?
a few of them, yes.
That
The
is crazy. That is like
it is.
really cool looking.
They can be. They can be extremely hard to get sometimes. I
Hmm.
can't exactly remember the name of the place I get them. I have to look it up. I would have to look it up. But I have really bad eyesight. So I usually wear glasses. I have like it's in the negatives. Like that's how blind I am. Like -8 is one of my eyes. It's crazy. Like I didn't know we even reached that low. But so
That's
getting
insane.
prescribed like colored lenses is really hard to find.
Yeah.
So like I have to plan that stuff way ahead of time to do it. And I was gonna actually wear red contacts for this past con, but they tried out, and I was like, oh, damn. So I have to
That
get
would
new
be
ones.
pretty nuts, though. Red
That would be.
contacts.
So yeah, it's easy to find if you have 20/20 vision. You're like always in luck because there's everywhere. But then if you have
Yeah.
terrible eyesight like myself, you have to plan ahead and get it early.
That is dedication.
You can be. This is one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah,
This is a popular one.
it's really badass.
Thank you. I think it's the professional like photography also helps with that.
Yeah.
But my friends are like, "You do great messaging." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So
Yeah,
then we got it
that's
done.
a really cool picture. I like the colors. Who's that blue
Oh yeah.
person? There's somebody in blue.
Yeah, I don't know One Piece, unfortunately. Actually, not unfortunately. I'm just kidding. Um, but this is from One Piece. So the guy in blue is a good friend of mine. He loves One Piece, and so we actually did this as a surprise for him. A whole One Piece group.
That's great.
So
awesome.
like we were while he was getting painted up in our Airbnb for Colossal Con East. This is our first Colossal Con East in the Poconos.
Oh,
We all
nice.
surprised him, like we all were like jumping in and being like, "Oh hey!" And he was like, "Oh, it's Chopper! Oh, it's Luffy! Oh, it's Zoro!" And like he was just super excited. So it was a good time.
Great.
No,
So
such a
yeah, no,
fun.
that was a little present. Yeah,
Such
he
a fun
loved
group.
it. He had a good time. There's a lot of dedication to paint yourself. I will probably never do that. If I do, I'm gonna go back to this podcast and be like, I told myself I would never do it, and I disappointed myself.
Absolutely. You can even come on with the paint.
Oh gosh, that's a lot to take off in a night. So yeah, color contacts like this, my mesh ones. Fun story with this is when I went to my last anime rave as Hinata, I had those in as well. So I had two reactions. So like keep in mind this is like, out of Baltimore club. People were probably drinking and drunk and they one like I said, one of two reactions. One, they freak out.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" And the second one was like, "Can you see?" And I'm like, "Yes, I can see you're this close to me, and I can see you from far away as well because I can see through these lenses.
That's funny.
It's blurry, but you can see through them.
Yeah.
But it freaks people out, and I kind of think it's funny."
Oh, that's got to be great. I should just get some colored contacts
Sure.
from Pencil Man and go to the places where they drink and then make them think I'm like a demon or something.
Yeah,
I'm
like
the pencil demon.
do it. They have ones that are all red, so you should take a look at like the ones they have out there because it's like crazy. I wish I could
Do
do a
it.
little more, but I'm blind. I can't.
That's
I'm
neat.
limited sometimes.
That's too bad about the blindness, though.
Mhm.
I was just born with it. Is that blue?
Damn. Yeah,
It's
I like
always
the
a
blue.
signature. I know, me too. There's I wish
Those
I
are
could.
contacts too?
Yes. Unfortunately, I wish I was born with blue eyes. That'd be nice.
I have blue eyes. I'm very sensitive to sun sometimes.
I mean, I'm just sensitive to the sun because I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like the sun either. I'm like that too.
And like for someone who's like very clinically depressed, I should be out in the sun. My therapist tells me that, and I'm just like, no, I don't like it. It's too bright
No.
and it causes accidents. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I get like kind of depressed when I'm in the sun, weirdly enough, because it's just too exhausting to me. Like I feel like not everybody likes it. I don't know. There's too many day walkers that want everybody to be outside in the sunlight.
Vitamin C, but it's
Yeah.
like I hiss at it sometimes.
Yeah, you
I
don't
like
you
my
only
dark.
need like 15 minutes of it, like should be enough. It's good.
Exactly. No, I agree.
I like the shade.
Oh
These
yeah,
are some
this
great pictures.
Thank you. Yeah, this was a good time. Sometimes my one class mom likes to put together. So her name's Cupcake Kisses. She likes to put together like cosplayers and photographers, and we do shoots. So this was one of them.
That's sweet.
And then someone had bubbles, and I can't
This is a
remember.
Pokemon, right? This
This
is
is a
Raikou?
Pokemon. It's one of the main beast three.
Yeah.
I'm not like I love Pokemon. I grew up on it, but I'm not as dedicated as my other two friends were that did it with us.
Yeah.
This is Rack.
It's really cool because when I first saw this picture without any context, I thought it was like a different character. But now that because I saw the picture back with like Entei and Suicune, I was like, this is Raikou. And, like the third of those I guess they're dogs in Gen 2. I was a little always confused about that, but I always was a big fan of this trio, especially Entei. Entei was like one of my favorite Pokemon in Gen 2. So
That's
it's
very
actually really cool to see a unique take on these, and I think like seeing Pokemon personified gives it a whole new aspect of creativity, and
hmm
I really have been enjoying seeing how you guys pull these off. So that's really cool.
I
Yeah,
feel
we do them at every time. I swear, every con we do one.
It's awesome.
I feel like Pokemon has really resurged in recent years or something. I don't know if I have that right, but it just seems like because I've seen a lot of it at Comic Cons too,
Hmm.
like because
It's
I don't
actually the biggest, I think, industry out there is Pokemon. It's got the
really.
biggest fan base out of like everything else.
Now,
Pokemon.
do you play like with the cards? There's a card game with it too, right?
Hmm.
Yes. Card videos and there's even apps for it. I used to when I was younger. Now I just collect the cards in a little Pokédex binder.
Oh,
I don't play the games anymore because I feel like I have no attention span for them anymore, and I will just stop playing it after like 4 hours, like in Baldur's Gate 3. But oh well. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at the cards I have. Like I like just do them for the collection, but they're so expensive, so I try not to get them much anymore because cosplay is expensive. But like the Build-A-Bears, I get them because I love just stuffed animals. But then the Squishmallows, same thing. But I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. It just kills my battery, unfortunately. Um,
I
what
was
was it?
on that when it first came out. I'll
Two.
never forget the hype for that game back in
Mhm.
July of 2016 when it came out, and everybody was getting outside and walking and going
And
to
what
all
kind
these
of
different
life was
public
at this
places.
point? I remember sitting in like I was in college at the time, and so like I'm sitting at my like job at the college I was at the time being, and I'm sitting there at the register. So this is my Gon cosplay I was saying. So like all
Okay.
that green I stitched up onto the fabric, and all of the green is painted. So like
yeah,
sometimes you can see accents of white in there. But yeah, I did all of
really
that.
That's
cool.
awesome.
It was stressful. Lots of
Yeah, no
um
kidding.
but I was just sitting there and like I was on the cashier in the dining hall and I was just like, I'm getting all the Pokemon because I'm at a Pokestop right now. And that was a good time to be alive.
I
That's
know.
fun.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it was a good
We
time.
had Pokestops inside of our hospital when I used to work in the hospital.
Wow.
And people would just like randomly walk in the hospital and they ended up actually banning anybody from playing Pokemon Go on the hospital premises. So
That's nuts.
Yeah, there was a lot of stories like that. People were like running through traffic trying to catch Pokemon.
yep.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I missed out.
It's okay, you probably didn't know.
Yeah,
It
Right
was a
it,
now.
nice way
Never
to
too
meet
late.
people.
It
Like you would
should.
go out and it'd be like a whole bunch of people like just playing Pokemon Go and you meet a whole bunch of new friends.
Sounds like
So,
fun.
hmm
I think they still do some meetups and stuff, but not as much as it used to be.
hmm
So it
And
almost seems like a part of the hype of it is the community around it, not just like the game or the characters, but like the friends you make. Is that right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Huh.
it's basically like culture at this point. I
Yeah.
grew up, like I said, it came in America when I turned, like when I was born. So like I
Mhm.
grew up with a
Hmm.
little Pikachu doll that like my mom gutted the one time and threw it in the washer because it was too dirty because I carried it with me everywhere and
Oh,
I
no.
don't let it go. And I'm like, Mom, you like killed Pikachu. I hope you feel bad about that. And I still have it. He's downstairs. And then I was like, you owe me another one. And they got me a new one, except for it's like skinnier Pikachu. And I'm like, I want fat Pikachu. Like, give me fat Pikachu. I want fat Pikachu back. But yeah, so I used to carry that little Pikachu doll with me everywhere, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, your favorite Pokemon is Pikachu." I go, "No, it's Pichu, thank you." And they're like, "Same thing," and I'm like, "No, it's not. It's a baby version."
I wouldn't know this.
That's
I
okay.
So, what would you recommend for somebody like me who doesn't know anything about it? Like, where would I start? Because I want to start now. I'm really curious about like where do you start? You know, like do I read? Is there like is it manga, or is there like shows or I don't even know where it begins.
So yeah, I that actually is a good question. That's a lot of people do tell me, and I do encourage people like go to cons, and they're like, "Well, I don't want to cosplay, or I don't have a cosplay, but you don't have to cosplay. It's better.
Mhm.
You're boring if you don't cosplay. No offense, defense.
Yeah, Frae, you're
But
boring.
yeah, you're boring. You're an army.
Whatever.
Like boring.
Whatever. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start cosplaying a lot more this year.
As you should. I love when vendors cosplay, so I'm like, yes. Um, but when I do like introduce people to the cosplay world and stuff like that, and they're like, I don't know where to start, and I'm like, look at your favorite character. So ask yourself, who's your favorite character from what universe, and depending on it, you can make it. So like, let's say you really like Wonder Woman. Get a
Yeah.
Wonder Woman cosplay from Amazon, and there you go, you started. It's
Yeah.
just going in and doing your favorite characters. And like I always say, hey, I can help you find something. I can help you come up with ideas. I'm a very ideal person. Like I said, I can start with projects, but I can't finish it. But I will always throw out ideas. Like I love it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so start with your favorite character and work from there. And you'll just eventually love it. It's addicting because then everyone's like, oh my God, you look great. And I'm like, thank you. And then you look great. And then it's just a positive being for the most part. I mean, not
Yeah.
every part of the community is positive. There are toxic ones. So like coming with someone who isn't, like this is unfortunately something that we do have to deal with from time to time and it does become an insecurity sometimes was, most of the cosplays I do are white characters. Not to bring, race into a lot of things, but it's hard sometimes being someone of color going into like people because like I feel insecure. As a person, like someone of color, like I refuse to do blonde characters because I feel like I look terrible. So like I will literally cry.
Hmm.
So like that's like another thing is, but people are very much more confident, and they are more confident in cosplay. I have my best friend was a lot more confident when she started cosplaying, and I'm just like I know I love the confidence it gives people, and it's like I'm trying to think where was I going with it. Um, it's just doing what you love, just a character that you love, regardless of what it could be.
Definitely.
You want to do cinnamon roll? There you go, a little cinnamon roll costume as a little jumper, and now I can go cinnamon roll, white wig, boom, done. It can be as easy as that.
You can even
They,
make your own characters.
Yeah.
yeah, good.
It's
People
I
like
do
feel
their
like
original.
D&D characters. Some people do their home brews and stuff like that.
I'd probably like start with like book characters or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like
there's a
something
Marlon,
bunch of
this
people
is a
who do
great
that.
one too.
yeah.
Even casual versions of characters like that one that just went away.
They're just
Oh no,
unreal.
you're fine. So like that was a casual Deku type of thing. It was
Oh,
more of an
cool.
inspo, but I was going to see the My Hero World Heroes movie with a friend who did Bakugo. So
That's
I was like, oh, let's just do a fun fit. And then she actually like wore a wig and everything. And I said, I'm not putting that much effort into it. Um, but yeah. Oh, that's my really bad Jessie number one, which I will kind of redeem myself this upcoming time around.
Are you
Oh,
gonna do the like really cool
cool.
out there hairstyle with Jesse this year?
No. I'm gonna do like my natural like hair down. This one
Gotcha.
I just could not find my red wig for the life of me, and I was straight like it was like the day before, and I had to find a wig somewhere, and I knew it didn't work, but I was like, you know what, I can't do anything about it at this point.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
yeah,
don't
I had
know.
to do
Fair
it.
enough.
I don't know anything about the character, but I really like the outfit.
Oh yeah, no, I have to remake the outfit now because I threw it away.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that was a character from the original Pokemon anime. I guess they were recurring characters for pretty much the whole anime, just about.
nice.
Yeah, they're the villains where they're trying to catch Pikachu.
They're very bad villains, but
They're good bad villains.
yeah,
Like
they're good bad villains. You'd like to love those villains actually.
I love them. They're very wholesome.
Do
Yeah,
you choose?
Pokemon was a big thing for me as a kid, so
Me too. Yeah, back when TikTok was bigger. Well, TikTok's still big, but I just don't.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort doing the TikTok
It's kind of exhausting doing TikTok for me.
video. So here's like a whole group we did of just casual punk My Hero.
That's awesome.
I love that
Yeah, I
creativity
do
that
too.
goes with
Yeah, and
like
I love
doing that.
rewatching it because I watch every single other character, and I'm like, LOL, look at that person in the background. That was a good time. Selfies are a must, of course.
Oh yeah.
I'm bad at selfies. I never really get to take a lot of selfies at the con because my costume blocks out half of the screen. So
That's
it's
when you
like,
just need a really long one, like a selfie stick. Bring those back. I sometimes forget to
Right.
do them sometimes, and I'm like, oh, we should have got a picture together. We forget because we're just too invested in the con and buying stuff
hmm
basically.
that's me. I need to get better at it because I can make so much content at conventions. I could probably even get people to jump in with me and do fun stuff. It's like
Yeah,
I'm
I
always
love.
either just stuck at the booth by myself or I just don't think about it.
See, I love when people come in and they're like, "What do you actually do when you're not cosplay?" Like those interviews are so much fun. There used to be a little girl at these smaller cons. I haven't seen her in a while. Obviously, she's probably not that little anymore. But she would like go and interview cosplayers, and it was like the cutest thing ever. Uh,
Yeah,
such
I see
early
those a
morning.
lot too on TikTok. Like at a lot of
Mhm.
actually local cons, I've seen this guy go to like I guess wherever KatsuCon is held, that hotel that has all the windows, and he'll go around asking people what they do for a living, and they blow
Mm-hmm.
up, and I'm just like, man, I could have been at that convention.
I could have done
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they could have asked me a question.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
cool
when
though to see that.
I like cosplays.
oh, I love that.
We're getting to the cringe part of the history of the lore
How
of
many
SakuraHisuii
conventions do
Cosplay.
you go to a year?
What's that?
How many conventions do you go to in a year?
It does depend. This is probably the lowest amount of cos or cons I'll be going to this year. A lot of my, friends are taking a break from different things. This is my glaceon. Um, we
This is the
usually
one you
get,
made, right?
yes, majority. I did design the idea. Some of it was bought, obviously, but I made the cape. We did the shirt. A lot of that was designed. So I actually designed how it was gonna be laid out.
Very
That's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, that one's like my prized possession. So like this is the whole group. Those heels were literally killer. Um, they sucked, and it was freezing.
Ooh,
Um,
jeez.
this one doesn't like this outfit doesn't fit me anymore, which is sad. I actually had to give it away. I went away from the Wonder Woman phase after like so long. But there was a question. I'm so sorry.
How many
How many
cons?
cons do you
Oh,
go to in a
thank
year?
you. So this year, the cons I have, the majority ones that we do hit is the four states, Harrisburg Comic Con, because local cons are more fun. You have
Oh yeah.
you have your fam there, so
Mhm.
we like to go to see the fam, even though it's like sometimes tedious after a few money years.
Mhm.
Um, Zenkai Con, Colossal Con East, um, Stellar Con was my first year doing that this year, so I was super excited. Um, yeah, so a lot of the smaller ones, like I'm trying to hit more, but like I usually do it with a group, and my best friend is just had a kid, so she's kind of like off the market when it comes to cosplay a little bit. So I've been trying to like branch out and stuff, but it does vary every year.
Mm.
So
How many characters do you do? Like, do you stick to one character for a few cons, or do you change the character every con?
every con. I try to do a
Wow,
new one every con. Yeah, I had this
a lot of
last one.
work.
We were talking about SellerCon, and we're like, why don't we just do something we did? And I'm like, I don't wanna. I want
Yeah,
to do something new that I haven't got a picture in. And I feel like that's such a like first world like
yeah.
situation because it's like I could have done X, Y, and Z. But I was like, I already have this picture. Like, I need something new, and like I need new content. So like every one, we usually do a new, either some variant of new
Mm-hmm.
for that. So like for Zenkai Con, me and my best friend are doing Meowth and Jessie. She was actually gonna bring her baby to do James, like a little James with us, but the
Oh,
baby's not going to Zenkai Con anymore. It's just a little too early for him to be in public.
Okay.
But she's gonna be Meowth, and then I'll be just continuing on with Jessie. And then I believe I will be adding a second day, and I will be doing Mara Jade, Skywalker,
That is really exciting. Yeah, it's like
because
it's all about the creativity, you know. It's like you want to
Mhm.
just dive into every character.
I do, yeah. No, that's the exciting part. This was actually the first cosplay that I altered. So,
That's
I'm like looking how like this is just bringing back trauma, like good
oh.
trauma.
oh no.
Good trauma. But I remember doing this dye job where I had to do a like what's the style called? Like I had to dye it a certain way from darker to lighter, ombre type, I guess
Like an
reverse ombre.
ombre effect.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
great.
remember trying to do it in my ex-boyfriend's apartment with a bucket and going from like, how do I do this? I guess I have to leave this one in longer, then go up a little bit more. So like I'm stressing out. I'm stressing the fuck out at that point. And I'm like, is this working? But like I was doing it in a little tiny apartment in a bucket and never dyeing clothes before. Then I had to paint the things up out there. Oh, it was a good time. It was Get dressed.
Sounds hard.
Oh yeah. This is Cupcake Kisses. I owe basically my cosplay life to her. She makes her cosplays from scratch. Um, Designs everything basically. So she's literally a rock star.
Yeah, it's neat.
So
Ooh, I
like
like
this
that.
Yeah,
outfit.
she's really cool.
Yeah, this one is nice. She actually did make this one.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
it's a
Yeah.
mashup. I like that. I like the
No,
mashup
she's
concept.
genius. She is genius. She'd be a great indie host to have or guest to have here. This
Yeah,
is
we're
my
always.
first.
Oh, you did this art too.
I did not do this art. I am
Oh,
not
you did
art.
not do the
But
art.
yeah, I have the little tag up there. I love,
Oh, okay.
getting artists and stuff like that involved. Um, Trying to do another commission a new artist for my a new profile or a new icon for my cosplay brand. But this was during COVID time where everything was about Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah,
That's actually
Animal
what my
Crossing is great.
I was that person in COVID that was playing it 24/7, literally
I felt
24.
so left out because I didn't have a Switch at that point. And I was like, man, I got rid of my Switch like years before when I moved out west for a time to get away from the East Coast. And I came back and COVID hit and I didn't have a Switch, so I couldn't play Animal Crossing. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm being left out of this.
It was a time. I feel like the people who played Animal Crossing during COVID is a different era because like I had my island and I had like 300 hours in it, and after COVID, I was like, you know what? I'm going to delete this island and start over. But I kind of cheated and took all of my stuff to a friend's island and then picked it up when I was able to. I kind of cheated a little bit and then I never touched it again. Um, I was gonna say something, but yeah. So my my icon now that is from a artist I found on Twitter before it became X. I don't think they had Instagram. I lost touch with them after a while.
Mm,
But she had designed that based off my Animal Crossing character. But I am trying to change them up right now. Um, yeah. You trying out new things. Sometimes it's casual cosplay. You start off small, and like honestly, casual cosplays are like the best ones because they're comfy. They're supposed to be comfy.
Yeah.
Like just something relax and chill. And like especially if you're doing a con for all weekend, like those days are like heavenly because
mm.
you're not like
Yeah.
bulky with a bunch of like armor or wigs or stuff like that. I don't do a lot of armor because that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I can
My
imagine.
Milano was popular with a lot of people. They loved it.
Yeah.
You probably have like a lot of people coming up for pictures and stuff at these cons, right?
Yeah, I have a good amount of people do coming up, and trust me, it's like my favorite thing ever. I feel
Yeah.
so honored any single time a person asks me for a picture. They're like, "Can I take? Do you mind if I take a picture?" I'm like, "I mind. I don't mind at all. Like, please come take a picture with me."
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Comic Con is just seeing the costumes, and I always get so many pictures just because like it's amazing what people can do with these just clothes. You know, you can just establish like a whole new person with your outfit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's super great, and I know we appreciate it a lot, especially the ones that do a lot of work with theirs, because
Yeah.
like they're showcasing, all of their work, and like even I will do that. I would run up and be like, "Can I get a picture with you?" Like I did that through one of my favorite horror movie characters for Terrifier 3 or Terrifier just in general, Art the Clown. And like I don't do it too much anymore, but I'm like, "Can I like take a picture with you?" He was like, "Of course." And I'm like, "Yay."
It's
So
definitely one of the best feelings ever.
yes, it makes you feel like a rock star, like you're like a celeb. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like so much fun.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it is like you're a celebrity at these places. Like stand
Yeah.
out so much.
And it's like
Back,
fun because there's like so many celebrities, so it's like,
oh, the
oh
Harrisburg Mall. Back when that was
yeah,
still around.
is it still around? I don't know. They're bringing it down now,
Yeah,
but
they have like a Macy's is just demolished now, but
and then what's it called? Moved. Second and
that's where I
Charles
met
moved.
Frae.
Oh really?
Yeah, Frae and I met in the
I
mall.
regret that day.
No, you don't.
And like how? What a throwback. See, Red Panda's obsessed.
I love
I
Panda.
believe we actually, or one of our members here that's pictured, posted this on Reddit, and that went crazy.
Oh wow.
Because like we have everyone on that critical role list, including Frumpkin, which is my one friend's son. That was the cat. So,
Critical Role is pretty popular.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. So like, here's me. I think sometimes I usually do try to post the pictures like, of cosplayers I did take, and that way I'm like, hey, if you see you, tag yourself. Let's be friends. Let's connect. Um, usually most of us are very friendly and we love making friends. So
Man, that was Harrisburg Con back when it was in the actual mall.
and where AC didn't want to work and neither did
Yeah,
I. Yeah,
How
that was
the
did
really
abandoned
you
Boscov's building that they used for nothing until the cons came in, and they only did it like, I don't know, like 2, 3 times there before.
moved to the
Yeah,
yeah. So
how
yeah,
did
that's
you meet like your cosplay family?
through it was basically through Cupcake Kisses is where I met everyone else. But Cupcakes was the original like, lore of SakuraHisuii, which was, being just at the same place at the same time. So it's just literally luck. And luck and like which I'm super grateful for. Um Here's me in a picture that I saw.
that's Lehigh Comic Con. Man,
That's one I've only been there once or twice. My dad's like, we gotta go, and I'm like, no.
Frae and I were just there in December. They hold one like 4 times a year, and it's pretty much the same place. They did actually do a little bit of remodeling, so it's kind of funny
Good.
because
I haven't
I
been
looking
there.
at this picture makes me think of the first time I went there.
Yeah, my dad was trooping, so I was there a little bit, and I was like, I don't know what to
They
do.
do get a lot of 501st and stuff up
Yeah.
in that area for
I
sure.
think there's a big group over that way. So there's in Altoona, the Sci-Fi Valley Con now has
Yeah,
two of them. I was there. That was when I did my Katara, my Pokemon trainer Katara. We did a group, and that was because like the VAs were there, the voice actors and actresses.
they get a lot of good guests at Sci-Fi
They
Valley Con.
do.
That is definitely one of the cons on my bucket list to get to. I wanted to go this summer. They have like the Ruby cast there, and I wanted to go
Mm-hmm.
meet Barbara Dunkelman, especially because she's in another podcast I enjoy watching, Tales from the Stinky Dragon. It's a fun D&D podcast, and I wanted to because they just went indie because Rooster Teeth. Something happened with Rooster Teeth, and Rooster Teeth is a company I look up to because they were an indie company.
For Ruby.
Yeah, they started basically on YouTube and then branched out and got bigger, and then they had all these different franchises that they did, and I think they partnered with like Warner Bros. And stuff, and I think that's what ended up ultimately like getting them to lose all that.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go too, famous. But yeah, no, one of my favorite things to show with Ruby is one of the first few episodes of like especially the lunch fight.
Mm.
That one is like my favorite thing to show people. And I'm like, look how great anime is. Look how fun this is when I try to get people to watch anime.
I gotta admit, I
Um,
still haven't got watched it yet, but I do. It is
oh,
on my bucket list
I would
because
recommend it. It's a really good anime. It's a good
yeah.
time, especially seeing how it goes from indie to like, bigger end, non
Hmm.
like more commercialized. It's you see that. Um, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, with Sci-Fi Valley Con, like I said, do recommend. It's really great. Um, I was gonna say something now I can't remember. Oh yeah, so I actually have the autograph from the VA who plays Toph, and like originally she wasn't one I was gonna plan because I never like I love all the characters, but she wasn't my favorite character. Katara is obviously, and Zuko, and then
Mm.
everyone else is long. But I was sitting there in a panel with my ex-boyfriend, and I think one of my friends were there. No, they joined later on. My other friends came later on, and like I'm sitting there, and I'm like just looking over to my ex-boyfriend, and I'm like, she's so pretty like the whole time. And I was like, I want her autograph. Because she's just so cute. And then so I'm just like doing that because I was fangirling over her.
Fairy Tale represent. My wife and I are
Oh yeah,
huge fans of Fairy Tale.
that's actually how my gamer tag came about.
Really?
So yeah, Fairy Tail was one of the first few animes I watched, and I was watching it, big fan. Going through, I wanted to do a Lucy cosplay, but she's blonde, so I didn't want to do it. Because I love like my middle name is Celeste, so like I'm just gonna give you, I might as well just give you my social security at this point. I'm just kidding. But like Celestial is like everything with the stars and moon is like my favorite
Yep.
thing. And then so while I was sitting there and watching it, there was a point where they went to this green kingdom, and
Hmm.
then the prince's name was Hisui. And so I looked it
That's
up.
right.
Yep. And
That's
that
right.
I was like, that is my name in Japanese, and I love this. So I adopted that in a gamer tag, and then I added Sakura, which because cherry blossoms are my favorite. So in translation, it literally means cherry blossom jade.
That's great.
Yeah, that was actually a really fun arc when
It
they
was.
do travel into the Celestial Kingdom and
Oh, I loved
they
that.
have
That
to
was
like get all the
the key.
zodiacs back under control because they were all
Hmm.
corrupted. The Gray's dance battle one of my
That was
all-time
such a good time.
favorite.
I that's what I do love about that. And just like the like I'm a big magic person, so I love it.
Hmm.
This is one of the first this is like I think the first cosplay actually I ever did.
Oh wow.
Was this version of a raven which from an artist, a different artist that partnered with Mick Cosplay. And they made this, so that was a lot of fun. Um but and then Pokemon also came out with the Hisuian region. So that's
Yeah.
bragging rights because that's my region. Like it's the region of Jade. And I'm like, oh how cool. Uh, D&D.
Just
You
as go ahead.
had
No,
I was
I've
just
asked a lot.
I was just gonna ask, do you go like all out for Halloween as well?
No. I
Hmm.
like doing the pun cosplay, like the pun costumes, just like the barista, the seal of approval, because it's just a good time and I love Halloween, because like everyone gets to like dress up and I love candy, so um, yeah, so I usually just do a chill.
Yeah, just to like enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm. As everyone else, time to shine. I do it
Hmm.
year round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally, totally. Frey, what were you gonna ask?
The switch gears just for a moment. You were talking about you're involved in mental health. I wanted to know what fueled your love, your passion for that.
Easy, that's my life. Yeah, I was diagnosed at, early, not early, early young adult. So like 17, 18,
Mm.
right out of high school, going into college, I was diagnosed with like depression and then started getting stuff like anxiety and stuff like that happening and then eventually getting the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. And that was within the last 3 years. And like, that's always been a struggle, because like, I didn't really know much about it as a teenager, stuff like that. So that got my interest in psychology. Psychology is then when I decided to go for to study in when college, when I got my bachelor's, then I became having a voice in my like once I transferred schools to my junior year to
Mm.
senior to graduate in college, I started becoming an advocate, realizing, I have a voice, I have a story to share. So that became basically myself. Like I was my advocacy of my depression and anxiety at the time. And then it just grew. And then once after that, I started getting, trainings in like not crisis control, but like risk management, stuff like that. I started clubs, I started getting involved, starting being a leader, starting to really get everything under control a little bit. And then that just went on from there. I've always made an effort to be very like clear about my mental health. It is basically one of the main roots of my personality and who I am because it affects me literally every single day. And it affects a lot of us, like even with just symptoms or if people, your loved ones might have feelings of it. It's very important to kind of talk about. So I try to provide that. And like if I actually do end up, another project, starting the stream, playing video games and just talking and stuff like that, then that is going to be a big part of his wellness and mental health. So
I was actually interested in that because you said you were trying to do projects that focus on that, like books and like
mhm.
games and stuff like that. Um, One, me and Tanner are kind of good at that. So if you really want to do that, you can talk to us. And like, I'm an artist. Tanner's always good at writing stuff for the games.
Rachel's also a good writer
Rachel's
too.
really good for writing ideas and putting stories together. So if you need the motivation to, because we're all about getting the indie creators out there. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
like we will always love for you to be out there and selling your goods and creative works and stuff.
Yeah, I think too encouraging people because a lot of people it's intimidating really. You start a
Hmm.
project and you're like, "Oh my goodness, like how do I even go about doing this?" There's so much that goes along with it. And I just want to like help encourage with that. So, it's important. If you have things on your heart and in your mind that you want to help like bring out to the thing, I say just go for it. Like
Yeah.
really, from what you told us in the beginning, I was very interested when you started to tell us like you were going to write this book and then you
Hmm.
had this game idea and I'm like a game idea about mental health is actually really fun sounding
Right.
to me. Like
Yeah.
I would enjoy playing that, and I also think that that could have a fun way to reach people who might not feel safe enough to talk and talk about it in general. They could
Yeah.
use that as an outlet. And same with the books. I feel like the books, especially having a world that they can go into to relate to with those things,
Hmm.
big thing. So, yeah,
Could be a
definitely.
huge
Like,
impact on somebody's life.
Yeah, no, that's the hope of it, but unfortunately, grad school kind of depleted that writer's block because I am writing a ton.
oh yeah,
I'm almost done. I will be graduating well, technically I'm walking in May, so I'll be traveling up to Southern New Hampshire,
Wow.
and because I go to school in Southern New Hampshire, and I will be walking the stage in May, actually the day before my birthday on May 3rd, which is exciting. I will be
Nice.
decorating my cap a Star Wars theme, so it's gonna literally say "Padawan no more, Master I am." I am
Nice.
so excited. It's a great idea. I'm too excited for that. Like way too excited. But
it's amazing.
then in June is when I receive my diploma because that's when I completely finish with my degree. So hopefully after that I will be writing again.
Yeah.
The only hard part about the writing part of this part is everything is symbolic because everything is actually based on very real life stuff. So like the main
Hmm.
character is myself, named after my initials, my best friend named after initials. Everything literally has some symbolic meaning attached to it. So like it's literally wild. It's like I don't like how do I have brain power for this? If I actually put this in studies, I could be like literally an engineer for like space, on top of space in another galaxy if I actually put the brain power to that.
That's
What
so cool.
what's your degree in that you're studying?
Psychology,
Okay,
psychology and in
that's
higher
fine.
education administration.
Okay.
And I'm also working at the college I work at, which is a community college. I also am taking classes there for a wellness and health promotion degree
Wow.
because wellness is a huge part of my life as well. So
Well, congrats.
Yeah.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
it's so good. So yeah,
No,
I'll be free soon
congratulations.
to be creative more.
There you go.
I
Hey,
can't
I
wait.
totally understand that. My wife went to grad school. She just got her master's back in, oh man, I can't remember. It's like been a year or two now since she actually like received her diploma and everything from the college because she was out in California for a time getting her degree and then COVID hit and she moved back here and then she finished it online. So I can't remember exactly what year, but yeah, it definitely takes a lot of work, especially when you're on that level of education. So I can definitely understand why you might not have the other projects on the forefront, but when you get the chance, like honestly, that's something I think the world would love to see. I would love to see it. I'd love to promote it however I can. I'd love to help get it out there. So,
I actually do have like I think the first it's still a short story, so I do have a first I want to say chapter maybe and a half if you guys want to read it. It could be one of the
yeah,
first
Yes.
probably like 5 people to read it because I have a friend who's an author that I work with. She does more rom-com type of things. Um, she read it and went through it as well. But yeah, no, I would love to share with y'all a little bit.
Definitely.
You guys get a fun sneak peek of before it ever
woo,
gets big. So
that's what we
yeah.
love. And then we can have you back on too, especially when you like have these things come out. We can be like, and you remember Hisui Cosplay? She was on our show before, and now
Mhm.
she has this, and we can
That'd
like
be so
really
fun.
do like a whole thing to hype it up. Like that's what our vision for this podcast is to create that platform that we can build up with an army of independent creators, artists, and just regular people who have dreams of any kind because we're all creators. That's something that we talked about briefly before. Anybody who can make a choice can create. And I just want to see a platform that's big enough to kind of almost, well, basically rival the mainstream. Because you have all the mainstream, and then all the indies have to fight their way to the top, and it's so hard to get that exposure and to find that audience. And we want to be that kind of like bridge that helps however we can. Because we're in that battle too. So,
No, it was amazing. Every person, like the creativity is literally what makes the world go around. We wouldn't be anywhere without innovation, creation, like creativity. There are
yes.
the words. So like I know for me, like I usually on my days off, I'd be actually after meetings or sometimes during, depending on the meeting, I'll be supporting my friends on stream, and I'm literally in a stream like every single day, and I'm like, y'all, I have no life because of y'all. I'm always in your streams watching you, and sometimes paying attention, sometimes not. I'll be lurking in the background. Um, well, I was lurking in down to my app. I was lurking on my friend's stream today. So like I'm a big supporter of, the indies and the smaller people and small businesses. Because
Yes.
you start somewhere and little ideas make things go better. So
Mhm.
does it
Oh
make
yeah.
sense? Well, it made sense in my brain.
No,
Excuse
absolutely.
me.
I was gonna say. Wow, we've
Absolutely.
definitely talked about a lot.
Yeah.
A
I
lot
like
of
to talk.
amazing cosplays that we got to see. Like,
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to say about that, because I was playing Human Slideshow. So, that's part of the reason why I was kind of quiet. I'd chime in with some comments, but I was like, alright, I'm gonna try to time this like a slideshow. I'd be like, alright, 30-second timer. Hit next picture.
You're
Uh,
concentrated.
oh yeah. Focused on the
You can
task.
approach it.
And when you're the host, you gotta make it all work. Uh,
There.
Secret. That was actually really good study.
thank you. But what I wanted to say was I really enjoy like watching your unique style come through your cosplays and how you like arrange the characters, especially like what I really noticed a lot was with the Pokemon ones. I like the concepts behind those a lot and how you just take different things and you draw from that inspiration and you just bring your own unique flair to it. And it also shows through in your other characters. Like I know Gon has like spiky hair.
It kind of does. That's a spoiler. It only happens towards the end of that one, but his normal hair. A lot of the times I do male characters and I do just gender bend them, so I do have to
Mhm.
figure out sometimes a way if I don't have a concept to go off of.
Oh yeah. I love that. I love seeing the different gender bent cosplays when I'm at
Yeah, they're
conventions.
great.
I think that that's a fun, creative idea because there are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of female
Mm-hmm.
characters that I like a lot with their design. And,
Mm-hmm.
if I had a better body, because I'm just like, that's one of my
Hey,
own insecurities, I would maybe do something like that. But I
I
I
say you should do
also
it. 'Cause,
appreciate watching other people do it. So,
hey, if you want to start, I will help you any day. You do it. It does not matter. We are all very loving in this cosplay family. We will
oh
hype
yeah.
you up anyways.
I'd make like cool, like I'd figure out a way to make it more like the male equivalent of it. But I like a lot of the designs for so many different characters of all different genders, and it's like I appreciate it, especially seeing it like at conventions, like the creativity that people have when they bring that vision of the character to life. Super awesome. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like
no, I really enjoy seeing your style a lot.
I appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. It honestly does, especially like sometimes like I try not to compare myself to other cosplayer, but Katsucom came around and my one friend did a photography for them, so he was showing it on a stream and I'm like, they are so amazing, but I'm not that good of a cosplayer. So like I was like a little round about it, but I think it's just because it's winter and I'm depressed because seasonal depression.
Mm,
Um, I don't get enough sunlight, even though I hate it. Um, I get fake sunlight. I guess that counts, but it doesn't. But then, this always helps. And I have to remind myself, hey, this is something you love to do, and that's what makes it worth it. You do it with your friends. You do it because you feel great in the cosplay. You get to be around a community. It's more than just being perfect, because that's a problem that I had as well.
yeah.
See,
I
look how
wanted to
great
show
Oh
this
you.
looks.
snap!
Yeah, so this was actually when I first started coming back to Comic Cons back
Oh,
in 2022 because I took like a break. I went to a
mm-hmm.
lot of conventions like it was like 2012 up until 2016. I was going to Wizard World Comic Con in Philadelphia, which is now Fan Expo. But
I
I
tried
would never
to.
cosplay. So this was like in
Look,
2022.
this
Oh
looks
yeah,
Good. I like it,
I,
Tan.
I did enjoy it, but before that, I did do one back in 2016. I'm gonna see if I can find that one in my thing here, because I have lots of pictures that span many years. And the last year I went to Wizard World before I took like a 6-year break was 2016, my senior year of high school. And I actually did cosplay. I did like a Jedi, because I'm a Star Wars nerd as well. If I can find it. There's a bunch of pictures of me and my wife and other friends. So you're kind of getting to see babyface me from not too terribly long ago. But I know I have a picture here. I'm a D&D guy too, so I like Dungeons
fair
and
enough.
Dragons.
Hate it.
I do still have this knight hoodie though.
It's a good.
Let's see. I know I have a picture. Oh, there it is. So this was technically my first cosplay. I got a Jedi robe off of Amazon and just had like one of my old toy lightsabers, and I called myself Tannerkin because Anakin.
That's funny.
It was, it
No,
was
I
cringy.
I like. I think it's
Nice.
hilarious. That's great, Tanner. Good.
Yes.
You had the little rat tail. You really could have been Anakin.
I know.
Really?
I do
You're up
get the rat
there.
tails when my hair grows out. So,
Yeah, you sure. Just a little one, just like Anakin. With that baby face, you look just like it. So,
well,
no,
thank you,
they're
because
great.
I was always a big fan of Anakin. I don't know. I just something about the character. I liked his. I don't know. He was a good guy, turned bad, and then eventually came back as Darth Vader, the light side threw Palpatine off. And, I love a good redemption story, but I don't know. I just resonated with Anakin for a long time.
Wait. I got some too.
Oh, Ray's got some cosplays.
Shop cosplays.
There's my Squid Games.
Which one are you the one in
This one. I
the
didn't have all
yeah.
this.
Ah, I like it.
It's my
Okay.
Inosuke.
Nice.
That's the
The
face.
You have to be, very like out there when it comes to Nosuke and wreak havoc everywhere.
That's a K from KOF fighting
Okay.
game.
With the white
Do you
hair,
still have that wig?
I don't. I ruined all my wigs.
honestly, me too. No, your nose, they look good.
Hey,
Look at that.
I think those are the only ones I did. Oh, I did Vecna, but I put the Demon Slayer stuff on it.
I mean, hey, it's a thing. I mean, people are creative. That's funny. Like
Yeah.
that would probably cause people or have people be like, "That's great. I like that
Thank you.
concept."
Yeah.
Because like there's been people like I saw someone and this one just always grabs my attention when I talk about like how great cosplay is. But like
Mm.
someone at Katsucon, I don't exactly know her tag, but she did a Hasumisku Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh.
And I was like, where did this idea come from? And then I realized like few like down a little bit like time down the road I was like searching for it is they did a whole brand like a whole group of restaurant Hasumiskus. And I was just like that's where that came from. Because I only just saw the one. And I was like, where did someone come up with that? Like that's genius. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
So no, I
Tanner,
love
we're
it.
gonna start doing more cosplays. This
Yeah.
inspires me.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, do it.
To say,
Yeah.
well, Rachel, didn't you have a costume that you did once?
I did a Catwoman costume once. I don't have any pictures of it on this
Aw.
computer, just my new computer, but it's the Michelle
We're gonna
Pfeiffer
bring you into
Catwoman.
the nerd side.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I mean anything Catwoman, like I'm all on board with. Like that's my favorite character of like the I don't know, comic world. So I should do more Michelle Pfeiffer stuff.
And like something like that, I mean, like you could just get a black bodysuit.
Yeah.
They have great like innovative stuff now. Like there's things that you could just glue on. Like
Nice.
fur. Well, there you go.
Huh. Yeah, I'm
With
gonna
the
have
cat-
to get back into that.
Or is that Black Cat? That might be Black Cat. I might be mixing them up. DC, Marvel. My bad. Don't kill me. But yeah, no, things like stuff like that. Unfortunately, with like either Black Hat or like Storm or stuff like that with the pleather, when you buy them online, they are just super annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of pleather, so
Yeah, my sister's a seamstress, so I had her like sew something together, and that's why. And she, anytime I go to these Comic Con, she always wants pictures of the cosplayers because she loves to see the designs and like the costumes because she makes clothes or sews them, and she like that's why I'm so impressed when people can just put them together and make it all just come together because I'm not very crafty like that, I've not been. My sister got those genes, I think.
I say you should do it. I hope I get to see you soon in a Catwoman because I'll be there. I'll do Poison Ivy with my red hair now.
Ooh, I love that. I love Poison Ivy. Oh my God.
I'm
I've
trying
been
to
reading
convince
those
my wife.
comics.
Yeah, no, you're sorry, DC fan.
Yeah.
Nice. I have a few DC comics, more of the Wonder Woman's and the
Nice.
trying to think of it. The Bombshell. I love the Bombshell collection.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
It's a good. I like the designs of the outfits that they made. Do that. So I was
Cool.
wanting to do the Bombshell Wonder Woman for a while, but that went away.
Hmm.
It was a dream cosplay of mine, but now it's switched to Star Guardian Ari from Riot, the League of Legends.
Cool.
That's my dream cosplay, which I'll be doing for CCE, and I'm so excited.
Ooh.
You're looking for pictures.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be glowing. I'll be so excited.
I say, Rachel, you can also do your own original character for like Andromeda too.
I know she do
Yeah.
like a mermaid costume. I feel like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so
Costume would
into
be great for CCE because, like, if you're not familiar with Cloth East, are you familiar with it? Because I don't want to like mansplain
I
anything.
want to get there
that.
at
No.
some
You
point.
should. It's a good time. So this one is in the Kalahari, and they have like the white
Poconos.
in the Poconos. Yep. And then so people would actually do swimsuit cosplays. So they'll take the character and they'll do a swim version of it. So like if you're a mermaid, you could be in like part of it and get pictures done, and it looks really cool.
That sounds amazing. I
It's
should totally
fun.
do that.
You
I would
Oh
should.
have
yeah.
fun with that.
You could do a Catwoman mermaid. Like how
Yeah. Oh
cool would
my
that
God.
be? That's a great idea. Look at that. See, I told
We,
you I'm an idea person. Do it.
yeah, this is what you do. You get the juices flowing. It's great.
There could be a formal Catwoman, black
Hmm.
dress,
Ooh,
cute.
I like that one.
I
I'm totally
recommend.
gonna do the four. I
Hey,
like that idea a lot.
you tell me, I'll give you like 20 ideas. So all
Okay.
original, no chat GPT, I promise.
Sounds
So
good.
Yeah,
yeah,
the
no,
creativity is really endless with cosplay.
I better see all you guys cosplay next time. So
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
always in cosplay.
Yeah, that's true. You are.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but
It's a
no,
one costume wonder right now, but that's for the business, and it
hey,
seems to work for that.
throw a mustache on it, call it cosplay.
Well, I already have like a mustache, but I should get like one of those fake mustaches to put over top of
Yeah,
this.
Right.
of number or put
Number
like
two pencil man with a
yeah.
disguise.
Or put like, I don't know, hat on it, or do like some version of a character as the
Ah,
pencil.
one
Yeah,
day when I have the money,
fine.
I'm gonna actually commission an actual like full, more legit pencil costume. I'm gonna get attachments for it so I can like actually put like different hats on it
Oh,
and like different
cool.
like things that I can like attach to the like shoulders and back. I can
Hmm.
like swap
Yeah.
out the cape. I'm going to at some point. That
Like
is
I
a
have
goal.
ideas of how it could possibly work, but I don't. I'm an idea person. I don't do it.
Oh yeah.
That's someone else's shit.
I'm
That's
a
how I.
little ambitious here. I'm like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do every style. There'll be a knight version of Pencil Man. There'll be a giant mech robot Pencil Man at some point.
A mecha
All sorts of stuff.
Gundam.
What happened?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I say plan it out. Have the idea, you sketch that stuff out, and you say, hey, what can I do this? And just that's why I tell people just start.
Hmm.
That's what I do. I start, but I don't finish. My problem. Like I have layouts, I have guides, and I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do, and then I'm like, oh, another project. Let's do this instead. My graveyard of projects that I probably delete.
You'll get to them, I'm sure, at
I
some
hope so.
point.
I'm
When
trying to
grad
like,
school's out of the way.
yeah, right. Because like I do a blog. My blog's about living with mental health, just as a person, like not related to cosplay too much. So like that's another part of my focus of writing. And I'm like, until I'm done with grad school, I'm not gonna do so much that symbolic logic type of thing when it comes because that book does probably a lot of some symbolism.
Hmm.
So
That's
yeah,
still equally as important. But yeah, I think we covered quite a lot,
Yeah.
and we've seen a lot of creative things from you. We've heard about your cosplay tales. We got to see, I guess, almost the entire journey through that
yeah, that's pretty
slideshow
good.
presentation. Um, yeah, now comes the part of our show where you get to tell the people where they can find you and shamelessly plug anything else that you have going on.
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram mostly. So SakuraHisuii Cosplay on Instagram, no space in between. So if you see like my name right here, like it's like right here, this is for my screen. There's no space in between. You'll see a little character, with a little like pink background, so that's me. Yeah, hit a follow. Feel free to send me a message. Say, hey, I love your cosplays, or hey, can you help me? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I can help you. I love helping people. Um, I will be at Zenkai next. And then after that, it should be 4 states in Maryland. Like I
Mhm.
call will be in Lancaster. Like I think I said that right this time. I'm trying to actually say it right instead of saying it wrong just to annoy people. So I do that a lot of work
Yep.
just to make people upset to be that person. So I will be there at least hopefully one day, if not two. But yeah, no, mostly right now I'm online just because of all the other things I do. Like what else? Like I said, I'll be doing Jessie from Team Rocket and Zenkai. I don't know what I'm doing for 4 states just yet. Um, but that will be probably on the Instagram. I usually do try to say in my bio what is in the next con as well as what's upcoming on deck.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's my whole plan for right now. And I'm also last minute procrastinator, so we'll see.
No, super exciting. We'll definitely be keeping up on the journey. Now, to bring it over to the other co-host, do you have anything that you want to shamelessly plug this episode?
I say the same thing every week, but I have a
Say
book
it again.
Yes, I have a novel coming out this spring called Goddess of War. It's a romantic thriller, and if you want to check out the first chapter, go to elegantbomb.com.
There's a lot of other great writing on that website as well. Highly
Thank
recommend.
you.
How about you, Frae?
Always go to FraeOfficial.com. We're on the 5th anniversary for Frae Official LLC. If you want to buy anything, thank you. Don't make me cry. But anyway, not a sitcom, Tanner. Anyway, go over there. There's art to purchase. It comes from me directly, and I also usually throw a bonus in there if you buy something. Also, Tanner and I will be at Local Play, which is in Glen Burnie, Maryland, I think.
I think so.
It's in Glen Burnie this Saturday coming up. So
I think it's in a mall.
Is it?
I think so. It's like it's a retro toy and game store that's hosting it. I think they're in a mall.
So yeah, come out there. I'll have official verse. We're on season 2, so there's how many characters are there now? Like 20,
22?
22, I think.
27 maybe actually with your season 1 point. Well, no, maybe 30.
I think it's maybe like 25 or so.
Yeah.
But roster keeps expanding, the card decks keep expanding, and we'll have a demo there, and you can purchase the game. So that's my plug.
And of course, as always, number 2 Pencil Man issue 2, hopefully coming out soon for me. Maybe by the end of this month. We're gonna try.
Try.
Frae is working hard on it. I know he's annoyed with it at this point. He's like, I just want to get it done, and I'm just like, thank you for helping me. But
Half
yeah.
serious.
What?
Half serious.
Half serious. Half serious is still partly serious, which is kind of serious. Which is serious.
Not as serious as he's making it out to be.
I don't know. He always sounds kind of serious.
I'm serious about us not meeting anymore.
Why so serious?
We're not meeting anymore?
No.
Okay.
We never went to Harrisburg. Well, we never met. I'm erasing it from my
that's
memory.
right. Yeah.
Okay, we
Well,
all
anyway.
the Harrisburg Mall.
Right.
It
The
is
mall
Alexis' sister.
went, our friendship went. It was all there.
It's all demolished now.
Right.
It's rubble.
I'm just kidding, Tanner. Don't you pout.
Our friendship is like a sitcom. See? He's my best friend, by the way.
Whatever.
Yeah. Issue 2, though. Hopefully by the end of the month. I also have a children's book that he is helping me format currently, and we're going to figure out how to publish it because we have a couple different options potentially. So
That's right.
I originally thought I might go through Amazon for it, but this weekend when I was at Happy Valley Con, another friend of mine said, I get all my stuff from this website. I started looking at it. They do children's books, and I'm like, well, maybe I can find a way to make this work, and I think it might be just as good as Amazon, hopefully. So if I can do it myself, we're going to go for that. If not, it'll be on Amazon, but it'll be called Alex and the Big Fish. So super excited about that. Don't know when that'll be done, but maybe in the next month or two. We'll let you know. I'll try to keep my social medias up to date, which are Tanner's Tales Entertainment and number 2 Pencil Man. So I'll probably have something on both of those, if not one of them. And you can get all my comic books, both in digital and print, on my website, www.tannersTalesEntertainment.com. I think that's all my shameless plug. Yeah, no, thank you so much, SakuraHisuii Cosplay, for being our first cosplay guest. And before we go, do you have any last words or any words of encouragement for the people out there who are watching this?
Absolutely. If you want to cosplay, you gotta definitely start. I'm looking at you, Rachel.
Yeah, I know.
Just do it. Just have fun. Go to a con. Go to a small one at, a local one. Grab some friends. Do a nice one. Do a closet cosplay. Just start. It's a lot of fun. You'll get addicted, I promise. And don't come at me when you are. I'm just, an enabler. But buy it on Amazon. Make it. Just do whatever makes you happy. That's the whole point of cosplaying, is to enjoy yourself, being confident and having fun.
Very awesome. And you're always welcome to come with me to conventions too, Rachel, if you decide you want to do that.
You should, so we can meet. And I can
Yeah,
hype you up.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sounds good.
And on that note, this is the end of this episode of Indie Synergy Exchange, your podcast for all things indie art creation and etc. Be sure to follow us for more content. We have our YouTube channel, which is probably what you're watching this on currently, so please be sure to like this episode, share it with people to help get the word out there, and also be sure to subscribe so you do not miss a single episode. We have a lot of great guests lined up in the future. I think our next guest is actually an animated musical writer. She is in the process of writing a whole animated musical. Musically talented, super awesome, super excited for that. That'll be next week. We have a lot more guests lined up, and we are actually now starting to generate more interest. People are starting to reach out to us, which brings me to my next point. If you want to be on the podcast, if you are an indie creator of any kind, whether it be artist, musician, business, anything, cosplayer, we do it all things indie, or else it wouldn't be indie Synergy Exchange. Uh, please reach out to us. We're on all the social medias as the Dreamscape Empyrean. You can probably find it by searching up the podcast title Indie Synergy Exchange. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Feel free to reach out to us there, and we can talk scheduling. We'll get you on. We'll showcase your stuff to our ever-growing audience of people, of dreamers. So definitely check us out, follow us, and we hope to see you on the next episode of Indie Synergy Exchange. Until next time, dreamers. See you later.